Alrighty. This is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power. Go to Hour of Power Sharif Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. Our call-in number for tonight is 717-846-5067, since we have more guests than usual. 717-846-5067. Also, for those who are tuning in Facebook Live, if you can go to the share button and hit watch party, hit share button and then go to watch party. What that does is bring in more viewers to listen to this broadcast. So go to share button and then hit watch party to bring in more viewers. As always, in the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, we give him praise and thanks for his mercy and his goodness to the human family. If all the trees upon the earth were pens of right wit, and if all the oceans were ink, and then another 7 oceans to add to its supply, the writing would still not be enough to explain the glory of God, for he's the exalted, all-powerful, all-wise. We confide in no other in his time of need, and we praise no other in his good fortune. He is one. And even if I lived to be 1,000, it would still not be enough to thank God for his many blessings and gifts. And even if I lived to be 1,000, it would still not be enough to explain the glory of God. We greet everyone in words of peace. To my Christian family, praise the Lord. To my Muslim family, assalamu alaikum. To my Hebrew Israelite family, shalom. And to my Black conscious family, hotep. Once again, this is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power. Go to Hour of Power Sharif Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. So the title of this message this week is called Education is the Key. I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves, and we're going to get into this much needed interview.
Hi, first I would like to say my name is Nowe Sweeney. I'm currently a York City School Board member. I was elected to that position as a write-in candidate November 2017. With that, I would like to say I endorse Arleta Rivera, Cassandra Liggins, and Carman Bryant as school board candidates. I hope we receive your votes.
Thank you. I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves individually once again, and then we will get right into this message entitled Education is the Key. You can introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Carman Bryant, and I am asking for your vote on May 21st. I am number 2 on the ballot. I am a native Yorker, also a York High graduate. I've been with the district for the past 15 years. I'm a United States Army veteran, a Howard University graduate, and former co-director and coach for the York City Youth Basketball League, and also I was a coach up at William Penn for 3 years coaching basketball.
Hi, I would like to thank Brother Sharif for inviting us on this show to get our viewpoint across on why we're running for school board. My name is Cassandra Liggins, and I am a York native. I went to York City Schools, graduated from Tech in 1989. I am married to my husband, have been married for 19 years. I have 19 years employment with WellSpan. I have several different degrees. The highest degree is my master's in business and healthcare administration. I am running for school board because I think it's very, very important that we try to get our kids up to a level of learning where they can be competitive in today's society on a global level.
Hi, my name is Arleta Rivera. I'm running for school board due to the fact that I was born and raised in the city of York. I came up through the York City School District, which was a beautiful experience. And as experiences started to flow, our children are decreasing in their education. So I feel as though there is a need for a better education for our children, and that's what I'm here to do. That's me. I'm just a plain and simple one. I'm not the well-educated one as everybody want to talk about. I'm the one that's down to earth. I'm the one that's out on the street with the kids, talking to the kids, wanting the kids to tell me what they need. That's what my job is.
Okay, and for the listening audience on Channel 16 Local Access TV and on streaming live on Facebook, we do have a call-in number, but we want to let our guests, get their point across. So that call-in number is 717-846-5067, 717-846-5067. And again, for those listening in and tuning in on Facebook, hit the share button and then hit watch party so we can bring in as many viewers as possible. Anyone that knows me with the hour of power, we just kind of let it flow as long as we get the message across, as long as those who my guests are come with solutions to and get their viewpoint across. That's the main thing. So this much needed message that we're doing tonight, May 21st is the day that with the election, right? Okay. So with that being said, I'm not that well versed when it comes to politics. Anyone that knows me in voting knows that I've said that, but anything that's going to help our people, that's what the motto and the mission statement of the Hour of Power is, to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. I say that all the time. Anything that's going to do that, I'm all for it. What exactly does someone on the school board, what is your aim, your purpose? Can anyone answer that? We can go in any order. We'll start here and go that way. What is the role of someone on the York City School Board?
Well, the role of, once again, I'm Carman Bryant. The role of an individual on the York City School Board is to work together with other board members to ensure that we are doing the best for all students within the district. We all come with different individual gifts, but believing that if we all put everything together, that we can work to inform this superintendent of our requests and our desires and our need. And with us working together and working with him, we can make sure that the students are receiving the best education possible.
Okay. Ms. Liggins, your viewpoint on the role, because I want everyone to, get their view across.
Okay, my role as a school board director would be having two-way positive conversation with my board members along with the superintendent. And the purpose of that is we need to find out solutions to bring our kids up on a higher level of education so they're much more competitive, like I said earlier, in today's society. Another passion I have is just trying to bring more funds like we used to have years ago to bring some art back into school, music, and much needed extracurricular activities that we don't have. I think it's important that Black History is brought back into our high school. And to strengthen our athletic program, football, basketball, swimming pool, that's a passion of mine. Our swimming pool has been closed down for quite some time. And seems like we can't have a conversation collectively, or the money's just not there. But I think if we all work together and talk to the appropriate people within our community, we can get that accomplished and have the pool running in the summertime, so that way we can take some of our kids off the street.
Oh, okay. Ms. Rivera?
Well, my focus as far as being on the school board director is to keep the communication between the teachers, the staff, the board, the superintendents, and the students, all, as long with the family, all open. It has to be open. It takes a village to raise a child. We have a school, so we need the whole town to help us. So we have to keep the town informed of everything that's going on within our children's education, because the children are our future. Their education is what matters here. So we all have to work well together on the school board. We have to be one team. It's not just one person, it's one team. We all work together as a team, and we will be able to accomplish an educational value for our children.
Okay. What? And again, any of you young ladies can answer these questions as I bring them about. What would you say is the main concern as you see it in York City with education?
A lot of it is a lack of funding.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we're underfunded at city schools. We have now elected a governor who's Democrat. So in saying that, we closed down 2 schools where we absorbed those students back in. And our schools are overcrowded.
Mm-hmm. What's those 2 schools you're referring to?
New Hope Academy and Helen Baxton Charter School.
Mm-hmm. New Hope, is that where the Championship Community Center, is that where
Yes,
that is?
on King Street.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
so we absorbed those kids back into our the school district, and the classrooms are oversized. We have K through 8. I am against that. I'm just going to say it. I think we need to spread the kids out and put them back in the schools where they should be. So you should have K through 5th under your elementary school, and you should have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in junior high school. This alleviates the older kids passing down bad behaviors to our younger kids, because they're picking up these behaviors, and it's very disruptive.
I was about to ask you, what was your reasoning of why you are not for that, but you answered that question. I remember coming up, like you said, it was separated. Even when I went to Catholic school, I didn't go to city school, but they had everything separated for those reasons. Is there anything else why you are not for that union as it is now?
Well, I think younger kids should be in their peer group, and the older kids need to be in their peer group. When you have older kids who are teaching our younger kids bad behaviors, and the problem is the schools are overcrowded.
Mm-hmm.
We have got to find a solution to relieve our elementary schools, so that way each child is getting a fair education, equal education. When you have kids that are 28 to 30 kids in the classroom, and the teacher is most of that time doing discipline, the kids are not learning. So this is why we score so low on our tests, and this is why, when they come out of high school and try to get into, say, a community college, they're not testing well on those entry-level exams, because they've struggled through high school, and no fault of their own. These problems need to be addressed and fixed, and I think with all new members on board and the community supporting us, and just working with our new superintendent and other administrative staff, we can accomplish a goal. So to give our kids something to look forward to, and just to say, I feel good about going to school. I'm not going to school to be bullied, because older kids bully the little kids, and that's another major problem. So we have to address. There's many issues that come along with that.
Ms. Bryant, do you feel the same way about that? Just that issue of the schools, the way they're connected now.
I'll ditto on some things that Cassandra has been saying, and mainly with the overcrowding of the buildings. I'm in the buildings, as I said, I work for the York City School District right now, and I'm in the buildings every day, and I see that there is overcrowding. There are discipline issues. There's bullying going on. There is a mixture of the older students with the younger students, and I think by me being a part of the school board, I can bring that facet of knowing, because I've worked in the district. I know what goes on in the district on a daily basis, and I can bring that knowledge to the board members who really aren't in the buildings. They're allowing people from the outside to kind of tell them what's going on, but not necessarily from the outside of the district, because you have your administrators and people who come to board meetings and give information out. But I think because I am in the trenches daily, I can bring another facet to the school board.
And just not that we're worrying about what other districts are doing, but to your knowledge, do other districts, do they have the K through 8 model?
Yes, they do have K through 8 models, but they're not set up the same way that we have ours. They have, we have all of our K through 8 students in the same building.
Oh.
I've read where other models where they have them on the same campus. They're in the same vicinity, but they're not actually in the same building.
Right. Now I'm a mobile therapist, so I go to all the different schools. I go to Dallastown, Red Line, Northeastern. I was just in Northeastern today. I just wanted you to answer it, so I don't want the audience saying, "Well, this is a staged interview."
We're on the same mindset.
Yeah. So I was just in Northeastern today, and I was in Dallastown the other day. They actually have it. It looks like a college campus, and I've said it. All people gotta do is go back and look at some of the interviews I've done on education before. The way they have it, set up, it's set up for success. Even in the lunchroom, they got big screen TVs in the lunchroom, so it's set up for success. So just what you said is exactly what I have seen. Even though I go there for one or two individuals, I'm at these different schools. So did you? I see the difference. Did you want to give your viewpoint on the positive or negatives of the way it's set up now?
When they decided to start K through 8, I gave them my viewpoint, and it was a very negative viewpoint. So,
well, this is the hour of power. We bring it.
I did not approve of it due to the facts of, like you say, the young kids with the older kids did not work well. You had a burst of teen pregnancies that came out of this. Yeah. You had a burst of drug dealings that was coming out of this through educational values through our kids. It's like you want to set our kids up for success, but would they set them up for failure? And that's the bottom line. If they really wanted to do it correctly, they would have sat down and actually thought it out properly. Instead of saying, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it because somebody else does it that way. You don't follow somebody else. You make the plan and you follow through the proper way. So our kids are well educated. Now what we have to do is stop, go back, and educate our kids all over again. It's called re-educate them. That's what we need to do.
Now the quote-unquote new school, the York Academy, that's not a part of York City School District, is it?
No.
Okay. All right. Just so I'm, like I said, this is an education. For me, that's why I labeled it education is the key. Just because I'm doing an interview, I don't mean you guys are educating me on policies, just the way the structure is. I'm actually being educated. That's why I was so excited about this, because it's a lot of things I don't know. I stay in my lane. I deal with youth, but I don't know all these different things.
We all right now, we all are being educated.
Yes.
We all are being educated because I'm learning from you, I'm learning from Carmen, I'm learning from Cassandra. We all, and every day there's a new lesson to be learned.
Right.
Okay, and we have to achieve these lessons, pursue these lessons, and make them work for us. We have to make them work for our community, for our children. That's the main goal, is these children. That's our main goal, because they're our future.
And that, piggybacking off of what you said about you don't know, so we need to find a way to inform our community as to what is actually happening in our building, to be able to reach out more to the community. We have a lot of good policies right now in the district. We have a lot of good things going on in our district, but the vast majority of people don't know about them.
Right.
So we have to find a way to reach out to the community and educate them as to, what we have in our district.
Just to add to what you're saying, if you would log on to York City School District's webpage, I'm a little disappointed that when I want to know when the board meeting is happening, that's not posted. So things like that, they turn to bigger issues. If you can inform the public of what's on the webpage, give out flyers, and try to invite the parents to come down. If you start with 5, that's an accomplishment because you didn't have those 5 at the last board meeting. But let's get 5 to start with. That 5 may turn to 10, to 20. So that way they can be informed, okay, this is what's happening in your school district. This is what we're paying taxes for. You have to be a part of the change, all hands on deck.
And I can say this, even though it's things that I'm not aware of. One thing I do know, I believe it's a disconnect between where you're trying to go with being a member and just the lay people. I think there's a disconnect, just like it's a disconnect between the youth and the elders. And I say that to say, when I first came back to York, I'm not going to say the person's name, of course, someone was asking me to come to the school to speak to the youth. And I said, yeah, I do that because I do it now. I've been to Jackson, I've been to McKinley, I've been to Good, and I don't charge or anything. I'm just going there to help the youth. And one of the someone that worked there starts talking about the school board, and they said, well, the youth don't even know who they are. So is that something different you would try to do, and is that a fair statement when this person who is an employee said, well, they don't even know who they are and they don't even come to the school? That's what that person said. And I don't know if you could make that a blanket statement, but it was eye-opening to me.
Just to piggyback off of that, you have to show your face as a school board member.
Okay.
You want to visit each school because you want to know not only just how the school's doing, but you want to have that open line of communication with the teachers, the principal. Is there anything needs to be addressed with the superintendent? Because that's where things would go.
I believe that's the point that person was saying, because she wanted me to come there to address the young men. Because anyone knows me, I deal with mostly Black and Latino boys, and the issue that she was talking about, she said they don't come here. So I don't know how true that was. I was just only concentrating on what she wanted me to do to help the youth. So the point that you just made, that you have to visit, that's why I was asking, is that a valid concern? But that person was saying that, you just said it. You said you got to go visit.
That's one of the things that I want to focus on as far as being on the school board, as being a member, is to be out, going to the school, each school, visiting with the teachers, visiting with the superintendent, visiting with the principals, even visiting with the kids. I need to know what I can do or what they can do to improve. I need their inputs. That's you gotta have that. You gotta have that communication. I gotta make myself
visible.
noticed. I gotta make myself visible. We're from the school board. I don't want the school board to say, look, realizing who's on the school board. I didn't know who was on the school board. You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's be real about this.
Right.
They're quiet. The only time you hear about them is for election.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
It's got to be something to
They
that.
need to step up.
Yeah, we do have to maintain a line of open communication with the staff as appropriate, and also with the community. They have to know who we are, our thoughts.
Yes.
We want to know their thoughts so we can bring it back to the superintendent, and the superintendent can work on some things, because they, we're kind of like his pulse or her pulse, the superintendent's pulse. Because superintendents are very busy, so I know they can't just be out in the buildings every day. So our school board members can be their pulse. We are their eyes and their ears also. So we hear things and we bring it back to our superintendent, so that who he or she can channel things down and make it better for our students.
And the students, youth, they're brutally honest. They just say what it is. And I'll make this quick point. When I was with one of my students the other day, they had a survey that they had to fill out, but the survey was just what's going on within the school, not outside of the school. And one of the questions the student asked me to kind of interpret what the questions was, and one of the questions was, how is your interaction with the school counselor? And all the students said, I've never seen her. I said, damn, they threw her all the way under the bus and ran her over. So this was just within the school. They said, I ain't never seen her.
Yeah,
So the students are honest. So you can imagine what they think someone outside of the school, if they're not making themselves visible. If they said that about someone, it said the school counselor, they said, I ain't never seen her. I was like, man.
Well, you know, we have different things going on in the district right now. You know, the school district has made an effort to bring counselors and behavior specialists and social workers, you know, in the buildings. So they are there. They might not be as visible because, let the truth be told, they don't just have one building. You know, so a lot of times
You talking about in New York City?
In New York City, you know, they just don't have. Most of our buildings don't just have one counselor who's there every day.
Right.
So, you know, when they generally are in the buildings, then they're dealing with whatever issue is there. And if a student doesn't have an issue, generally, you know, they don't get seen. It's the same thing with me. I work right now as attendance officer. You know, I generally deal with the students who are truant. So the other students, I don't get to see. You know, so
What's good for everyone to know the role. If you know what someone's role is, you're not going to have any expectations that are not reasonable.
Correct.
You know, but again, that's why I started out everything by saying there's a breakdown. You know, if you don't know what someone's role is, then if something comes up, you may have an unreasonable expectation of them, like, hey, I got other places to go. But if you ain't know that, and you the counselor or whatever,
and that's community, reaching
that's
out
where
to the community and reaching out to our parents, and you know, more, and trying to get the parents more involved in what's going on.
Yeah, more parent involvement within the school system.
And a lot of parents they're not familiar with the child portal. It's on the website. So if you have access to a smartphone or a computer, email, you can actually communicate with your teacher directly. And a lot of parents don't know, because I'm gonna be honest, when I looked on the website, I didn't know, and I stumbled over it. So we do need to inform.
Not only inform, but we need to educate them.
Educate and
Because
inform.
you might know they're there, but how do I use it? You know what I mean? Everybody has these new iPhones. The older people do not know how to use those iPhones like that, and I'm not going to say I'm one of them.
Right
You know what I
now,
mean? I'm one of them. I have an Android.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you
So
almost need a
whatever-
college degree to work.
Right, so you have to educate them, you know, to say, hey, this is how you go on your phone and do this. So periodically, you could have a class from 6 o'clock, come up and learn how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Or teach these kind of classes to the community, you know, so they know how to get into their kids' education, talk to the teachers, see what's going on. Because just having a report card, I don't want to know what my child is doing just on that report card. If my child's having a problem that week, I need to know that week, that day, so I can correct that. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the parents that are always up on point on their child's education. You know, they need to stay on point.
Because what happens if you don't catch it early, then that child transitions into high school. And then they're struggling in high school, and then they may not make it out of high school. So this is where I'm concerned. Graduation rate right now for William Penn, 63%. It was just published in our local newspaper a few weeks ago. So that is a real problem. We have got to get
Only
on
63% are graduating.
Yes.
That's just a little more over a third. Wow, that's sad.
That's real sad.
so we have to find a way
Three-fourths.
to work together to bring about change, so we can have more of our students graduating. A lot of our students are dropping out in the 9th grade. You know, so something's wrong somewhere. You know, do we have all the answers? No. You know,
Right.
but something is wrong, and you know, we're just asking for the vote. You know, and with our new ideals to come in, we need some fresh ideals.
Right.
Something's not working.
I know you ladies have some I don't know if there are policies or some points that you wanted to bring about, but before you get into them, because I want it to be enough time, I had a question or a concern. Is there I know it's several different schools, within York City. Is there a particular person that you can go to if a child don't feel safe, if they're being bullied? I have a niece. She came to my house the other day because she was so scared and she was being bullied so much at a school that she came to my house and she didn't want to go to school. Is there a person that, and I know you can't handle everything, but I know Ms. Liggins, you had threw it out there about bullying. I forget what the context was. Is there a person?
If you follow the chain of command, you should, the teacher, principal, and then your superintendent, but you have to start with your teacher first.
All right.
Go to the superintendent. If this is that bad, go to the superintendent.
What if you can't reach him?
If you can't reach the superintendent, leave him a message. Go to the principal and tell the principal that you need to talk to the superintendent. You need to, because this has got to stop. Bottom line, this has got to stop because this is not going to happen. You got kids out here that's killing themselves, committing suicide because they're being bullied. That got to stop.
I don't remember that when I was going to school. Someone would say something to you like, "All right, but
they
I
would
mean,
tell
it's
you,
too."
now you're wrong if you go to the school and act up. You're wrong. Okay.
No,
But
yeah,
so-
no one's suggesting.
No,
No,
I'm
one's
just saying,
suggesting
but
that.
you got to go to the school. You got to go to the school. Say something to the teacher already. Talk to the superintendent. If the superintendent's not there, talk to the assistant superintendent. But definitely bring it to the school board. Come to the school board and bring it to the school board.
Need more black males in the school because it's several schools, teachers. York ain't but so big.
Right.
There's several teachers that have reached out to me and said, "Can you come talk, to these students?" And I know of schools that it's so much going on in the classroom that one teacher is being pulled out the classroom to break up fights, and then that classroom is unattended. It's like a zoo. I ain't gonna say the school, but it goes on. I mean, it's so much. Like, how can you learn? And I go to these other schools. It's like you're walking. Like you're walking in a library. It's so calm.
Well,
I'm like, it just makes us look bad. It's
but
very
you
disheartening.
You have to understand the school is still a reflection of our society. What's going on the outside is actually also going on in our schools.
That means it's a walk-in insane asylum.
But we do have resources in place.
Because it's insane what's going on
right
in there. If it's and I agree with that statement. That means we're in a walk-in insane asylum.
So that's why we need to change the pulse of the city.
Right. That's why we need to change some things because it's not whatever is going on right now is not working. We fresh ideals. But the bullying aspect, I always share with my my parents. I say, well, you always have somebody higher up. If you don't feel like you're satisfied at that level, that person has a supervisor, and that person has a supervisor until you get to the top. Like Ms. Liggins says, follow your chain of command. If you're not satisfied there, you can talk to your school board members if you know who they are. And hopefully you will know who they are. That's one of our things we have in place, but it's a national crisis. It's not
It is.
It's not just in York City School District.
Right.
Bullying is a national crisis, but in some districts they don't have the issues. You're right. So we got to look at other places where they are making it work. If it's not working for us, then we have to reach out and look elsewhere where it is working.
So I wanted everyone to be able to get to the points, that they had. We can start. We was over here. We can start with you, Ms. Rivera. Is there some points that you wanted to bring about?
You were doing good. We was keeping on our points. Basically,
We were talking about.
okay.
We were bringing them out.
Okay.
I just want to say, like, being on the school, but I want to keep on track with the recovery plan that's already instated. Okay, I want to make sure that we follow through with our recovery plan and stay on track with that because that is the main thing that we want to get our kids.
What's
out
the
of
recovery plan?
When the state put us in recovery, because that was back.
Oh, okay, because it was so below. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay.
So we got to work on our finances and that sort of thing. So that's basically what I want to to also.
So y'all saying I was doing pretty good then? Huh? Oh, okay.
We want to
All
keep
right.
the line of
I told you this is
communication, going on
it's
within
the hour of power. Ain't nothing
teachers.
scripted here.
And
We gonna get to the
community.
points, and we gonna talk about what other places and you don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
So since I was doing good, what about getting some black male teachers?
Oh, okay.
Can
I
we
would
talk
love
ab-
to- I would
can we
love to
talk
speak
about
on
that?
because just
Mhm.
recently, and I won't say any names, but
Don't say
uh,
no names.
you know, we had some young black men who applied for an athletic position.
Mhm.
And they were, some went to your and graduated, and they were denied those positions. And I thank God that one of the young men who is working in a neighboring city in that school district is doing well in their sports program. So I just want to, I have a question. Why is this happening when you have a black young male graduating from York High? They go off to college, they become very educated and successful. You come back to the district, you apply for a job, and you won't give them a chance.
Now, are they meeting? I'm just playing devil's advocate. Are they meeting all the criteria?
Oh, above and beyond.
Oh, well.
Above and beyond.
Okay,
Back to the black males in the district. Do we have black teachers applying? Are they recruiting from black schools? That's part of the issue too. Where are we recruiting? Where are we going to say, hey, look, we need teachers. We need black teachers. So if we're not recruiting them, if we're not going to their schools, then
Who's we?
the district. I'm just saying we as the district. Are we?
Yeah, because if
recruiting?
it was
Are
up
we
to
going
me,
Howard?
I'll have
Are
it
we
like
going
a
to Morgan? Are we
military
going to
up in there.
all the other black schools and trying to bring black teachers, male teachers to our district.
Because
you know?
our
Well,
words are
now
higher.
it's male teachers again. I'm at all these different schools. They're just not coming to York. I see them at Central. I'm like, man, I've never seen you before. Where you come from, bro?
Why-
Oh,
why
I'm
is
from
that?
Baltimore.
And why is that?
The perspective. Some of them tell me straight up, or they say it because I listen more than I talk,
Right.
and I just listen to people, and they say I'm not going there. You know what I mean? It's more comfortable here. So they're coming from Philly, Baltimore. I've seen them in Central. I see them. These are black men, and York ain't but so
Look,
big.
That's their
So
fault then.
No, so we got a bad
that's on them.
reputation.
They talk about comfort. We're talking about educating our children. We're talking
yeah,
about
but see, they don't have no
changing
connection.
mindsets.
But you gotta look at it from their perspective
Right.
too. They don't have no connection with the community here in York. So if they're there, doing whatever,
But that's
I don't have no connect. I'm talking about those. I think Miss Liggins, you were talking about someone born and bred here,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And they go to school. And then they come
back
back,
to
and then they're
Denied,
denied,
and it was just
and they
more than
meet
one,
the
it was
criteria.
several.
But someone from the outside, they don't have no connection with people in York. They just
That
we may look the same, but I don't know these people.
Right.
So why am I going to go to a school and I'm going to be disciplining, so to speak, more than teaching? But these children here, and I'm gonna get paid more.
No.
So
Right.
I don't
I'm
know.
Not familiar
I'm-
with her. I'm not familiar with her what she was saying.
Uh-huh.
But I was speaking from a perspective of when we go to recruit, because I was told that the district does go out to recruit and set up recruiting seminars and stuff like that. So where are they going to recruit?
And that's a question we
I
can
don't-
ask them.
That's what, once you get on the board, that's what
Yeah.
we need to find out.
Yes.
And we need to actually, as the board members, we need to say, here, these are where we want to go to recruit. You know what I mean? You got to look at these schools and see how well are these teachers being educated. You know what I mean? How well is their education? Do we want that education over here to us? But we, as a York City School District, has a bad reputation. That's why they don't want to come and teach at our
That's
school.
what I'm saying,
We have
the
a bad
perspective.
reputation. We have to have that reputation wiped out. We have to turn this off. We have to turn it the whole around.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
city,
it's so
the
much.
school district, the whole thing needs to be.
It's
turned
so
around.
much work to be done. Again,
Yeah,
I was
that's
at
a lot of
I
work.
was
That's a
at
lot
a
of
school
work.
district the other day, and these children were supposed to come to York for a field trip, and the children were saying they don't want to go on the field trip because they ain't want to be shot.
Oh, Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to say. I was just like, wow. And
That's
this was
because our tragedies and things that happen within our district are more publicized.
Mm-hmm,
You know, they have things happening everywhere.
Of course they
else,
do.
too.
Yeah, yes.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, so that's they put our stuff out there more.
Right.
So you know,
Right.
but it's happening everywhere.
yeah. That's not
Yeah.
really y'all responsibility to
Right.
change the mind. People gonna think what they think, but
right.
you know, different
Right.
policies that are within our control. You know, that's
We
what
need
I'm
to
really.
change
That's
them.
why I
Right.
wanted to bring y'all on. You
Like,
know,
we
I'm
can
about
get-
solutions.
Well,
you
if
know.
we can get like communication with the families and stuff, we could have the robocalls. Anytime that we were having something here, they would robocall you and tell you we're not having school today because it's snow. Well, call me and tell me that that my child did well today or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something good. Give me some good calls. You know, tell me something good. You know, inform them about, hey, we're having a class on, you know, the portal this week at such and such a time. You know, come and join us. You know, this is how we have to do this. Like I said, a lot of people don't have computers. You know, so we usually.
Well, I was about to ask you about that. And if anyone wants to call in, if you have any questions or comments, 717-846-5067. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, this is about, you know, our youth in our city. A lot of people say about, you know, the internet and lack of computers, but I do see people walking around with phones. Do they still have the thing if they'll give you $10, I think, a month for internet access if you can't afford it? Is that?
I believe
They
so.
do.
Yes.
Yeah, they do
Mhm.
that.
I believe so.
And that's for York City, right?
Yes.
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 Okay. So long as you and do they provide the a laptop or something like that? That's for the internet, but you still got to have a computer. What if
Right.
someone says, "Well, I don't have a computer for the internet"?
Well,
Do they provide?
I
No, they don't
think so.
provide
I-
that.
They have them
I
in the
don't know.
classes and stuff, but I don't know
Mhm.
if
They're
they
not gonna let you
allow them
bring
to
them
take them
home.
home. I don't know if they do that. I'm not familiar with that one.
So
Okay.
that could be another program that can be funded to provide kids with that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like you say, if the kid doesn't have the service.
That's a different school district I'm thinking of. It's a school district that I work in. They send the iPad home and then they have it for $10 a month for internet access.
Oh, see, that's good.
Mhm.
That's
And that's where we need to look at
We
where
can do
our
that.
funding's
Yeah,
at.
that's what we. You know what I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's an idea that we can take to the school. Say, hey, this is what we can do. We got to get our kids educated young. Young. I mean, I look at these kids now at a young age. These little kids is smart. They smart. They know how to work the phone and everything. Before I know how to work the phone. So I mean, they're well educated at a young age, and as they're going through school, it seems as though their education is being stopped.
Yeah, we have
They're
to
not.
partner.
It's not being
We're
developed
partnering.
more and more and going out. You know, they're holding their education back. They're learning their ability because you got these kids that want to go out there and they want to do things. They want to see things. They want to. But the teacher, you can't do that. You can't do this. You can only do this. You can only do that. I like to take every child and see all what they can achieve.
What do you
them
think the
experience.
number one challenge is? If you could just point to one topic, one issue, what do you think the number one challenge is to make our children be the stars that they can be? What do you think the number one challenge is if y'all were there right now?
We need unity. We need to be together. That's the challenge, is to bring everybody together to work together with these kids.
Within the school district, or are you
School
just saying
district
within
and
the community?
The school district and the community, we all have to be together. 'Cause they need us all. Our kids just don't need their teachers, because the teachers have these kids after the age of 5. From 1 to 5, as a parent, I'm teaching that child. You see what I'm saying? I'm starting that foundation. So that foundation has to be a strong foundation. You know what I mean? In order to build them up stronger. So we,
So
once
you
they
s-
come up to us as teachers, we need to be more strong with them and teach them more and give them more, that they can achieve more.
So you say unity. What do you say, Miss Liggins?
I have several things with that. So Again, I go back to the classroom size. You have to separate and make, have more smaller classroom sizes. It would be lovely if we could have more black male teachers because outcomes are greater. Studies have proven that outcomes are much greater when you have a male teacher, African male teacher, teaching in inner city schools because the kids tend to be more disciplined by that person. And then when you can control that environment and you can wean out the ones who are very disruptive, then you're creating stellar students. These are the ones I'm talking about who can go to school to become doctors, lawyers, because it's such a shortage in the medical field. We don't have enough black doctors, lawyers, nurses, X-ray technicians,
2%.
pharmacists.
It's 2%. 2% of the doctors in America are black.
So
I mean, it's so bad. If I see a black dentist, it's like Christmas time to me. Like, hey,
that's right.
how you doing, bro? You can drill all you want, man.
All kids learn on a different level, and I think if you have them mixed up, like you may have some artistic kids mixed in with regular students, or a child may have a behavior issue, and Carmen kind of shed light to me on that. That's going to take time because there's a lot involved with that testing to try to get, just to separate those children and place them where they need to be.
To your knowledge, does York City schools, do they have a special support team for students?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Okay. I see that a lot because most of my, I don't know how, but most of my clients are out. I don't have a lot of clients that are in York City, and I work in mental health. Most of our referrals are out. I'm like, how can this be? And someone once again was telling me the referrals aren't coming from York City, and I'm not being, put in a dark cloud. We need mental health.
Yeah, because
So how is the referrals not coming from York City? And I even asked some of my coworkers who are mobile therapists, do you have many clients in York City? They said, no, they're at Central, Dallastown, Red Line. I said, why not? They said, we don't get no referrals from there. Not none, but not as much. I said, man, that's mind-boggling. So that's why I asked that question.
that's because we have services in our district.
Oh, okay.
I applaud that. We do. We have a
That's
special
good.
ed department.
Mhm.
We have different classrooms for different capabilities. We have PCAs. We have TAs. We have behavior specialists. We have school psychologists. We
Okay.
have social workers. So when there is a situation that comes about with a student, we can service our people right in our district.
Oh,
Unless
okay.
it's something very far-fetched,
Mhm.
and then we have to send them someplace else. But we have all those services.
Okay.
in
Well,
our building.
long as they're getting, that help and support, I'll just wonder, when they said they're not getting, not getting the referrals. So as long as they're, getting that help, because we certainly need it. But it goes back to what you said earlier. Something is missing. When I was coming up in school, all I remember is the principal, the assistant principal, the lady in the lunchroom, a guidance counselor, Miss Dorm, and that was it. Now we got more services, but we're still out of control. Like what's wrong? Like I don't.
It's a different
don't
world
know.
we live in.
It's
That's
got-
why I say it's
got that.
definitely a different
Well, I
world.
think it's
Got
different
that
times
right.
in mismanagement.
There you go.
And don't have the
We don't
community
have the-
parenting like we used to,
Well,
and
you
you
have
know.
a lot of. You got to realize it's not focused more so on the kids.
Mhm.
You got a lot of parents that are they're the kids' friends instead of the kids' parents.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
It's a
show
whole
there.
nother show.
So
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
we go.
Mhm.
So we're gonna stick with the board,
Mhm.
school board, getting these kids well educated, getting the
Mhm.
fundings that is provided for them, sticking to our state recovery plans. We can get out of recovery, and just making a change within this.
How long does that take?
It was over
5 years. It was
That's the
It's-
timeline that they give to
We're
get.
coming out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're
Okay.
coming out of it. But I
Mhm.
wanted, because I didn't get a chance to answer the question of what
Mhm.
you asked the question of what do we think was the one
Right.
thing.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Sorry
I
about
didn't
that.
get a chance
Mhm.
to answer that.
Mhm.
And I think it's our reading. You know, reading is fundamental.
Yes.
You know, a long time ago, people weren't allowed to read because they knew if you were reading, then you would become educated. So we have to find a way to raise our reading levels so we'll have more students graduating and we won't have that 63% that Miss Liggins talked about, and we won't have our ninth graders, you know, dropping out of school. Because right now we're lacking in the reading part. So we have to find a way to educate them in the reading, which is going to help them with everything else. Because reading is fundamental. We
have
raise that bar.
I have we have a Harambe reading program. I work with the Kirklands and Miss Anita.
Anita and them.
Yeah,
Wonderful
and
people.
they've, you know, I've come on and helped them out. I used to have a group at the gym, and then I joined on with them, and it's for children third grade on up, reading, writing, and comprehension skills. But it's, you know, has an African, you know, culture and base to it. We do that every Saturday at Reverend Boxley's church. That's where we have it now, and we started out at the Championship Community Center, and it's embarrassing for the children that, you know, that they are not, you know, reading on the level, you know, and then it just gets worse, you know. So that's no secret about the school to prison pipeline. If you can't read by the third grade, you know, we talk it straight on the hour power. The state actually starts, when they see that, they actually can start measuring the amount of beds that they need in state prisons if you know, children, you know, aren't reading, you know, on the level, because it just leads from one.
We want to do. We want to stop that. We don't want our kids to be locked up. Don't want them to be there. We want them
or
to
be,
well
you know,
educated.
or be a target.
Right.
You know.
They don't need to be statistics.
You know, the system going to do what it do. I don't even like talking about really what, you know, these plans are. We just have to do. We have to do our part.
Right.
You know, we have to do our part. I could give all kind of lectures about, you know, the plan to take the black man down and all that. We know it's there, you know, but what are we going to do to bring the black man and woman up? So it's people like, you know, you ladies here. Yeah, I mean,
Instead of
they
talking
gonna do
about
what
it,
they
we
do.
got to make the change. We got to have the
It's all,
solution.
you know,
Like you said, we got to have the solution.
It's all students, because we're predominantly, you know, a black and
Latino.
society, brown.
They
you
going
know.
through it too.
So it's all students. You know, we're interested in all students to make sure that they're able to graduate and, you know, come out with high standards, not having to go to college and take remedial English or remedial reading. You know, so we didn't have to do that when we were coming up. You know, so something's missing. So we need fresh ideas on the school board, you know, and thinkers, you know, not yes people. I'm not saying there are, I'm just saying in general, so that you can have your own mind and be willing to ask the tough questions, you know, and agree to disagree.
How many school board members is it for the 21st when they say, you know, school board member? Is it 7, 8, 9? Like, I don't know. How many? It's 9. Oh, I was close.
There's 9 members,
So it's 9 vacancies, so to speak?
but there's
No?
5 vacancies.
5 vacancies.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So,
Okay, going back to what you said, bringing the black man up, we have a few jobs in the district that pay very well. In your custodial department, I would say buildings and grounds. Now, we have men who've been working in our school district for 30 years. They know that district inside and out. They apply for those jobs, they don't get them. They hire people who don't live in the city. So that's some of the changes I also want to see take place. You know, we want to bring the money back into the city as taxpayers and keep it there. We need our children to see, hey, look, you know, just talk to them about this is how far I came. You can do this and make a decent wage. Sometimes you don't have to have a college degree to make $90,000 a year.
That's right.
But these guys are making money without a college degree. So, some of those issues I want to just notify the public. These things are happening, and I am ready to get on board for some change, and I'm asking people to please vote for each and every one of us. If you want this district to turn around in a positive way, we need your support and we need your vote.
And the school board, I hear people, we got about 5 minutes. They talk about the lack of parent participation at the school board meetings. So is there any ideas of how to get the parents to be more active with that? And some of that is people having negative perceptions about people in the city. Oh, they just laying around. No, it's a lot of these parents are working two jobs and doing what they can, but is there any ideas on how to get them to participate?
I think, me personally, I will go door to door on my side of town and educate them, inform them, this is how important. We need you to come down to these school board meetings and hear what's going on. If it takes going door to door, that's what I would do.
And also allowing public speaking at our school board meetings.
Oh,
Public speaking?
Public speaking, whereas, you don't have to turn in your thoughts or what you want to talk about, before you actually speak, And then the
more of an open dialogue.
Open dialogue, yes. And then people feel more apt to come down and maybe participate in the school board meetings,
Okay.
They can speak at will. Everybody's not going to have all your answers. Maybe not then, but you at least gave that person a chance to talk and be heard, and then you can say, well, we'll get back with you, Mr. or Mrs., And I think people would come out more to the school board meetings if they were allowed to have an open forum.
Yeah, real quick, our brother Dominic Chapman said they've been out of, it's going back earlier, they've been out of financial recovery for years. Academically, they're not close.
Well, I can't speak on that because I don't know about that right
we're not on the board.
now. Not on the
Yeah,
board,
we
so
don't-
we
yeah.
don't know nothing about that.
We did say that we were in recovery. We did say we were in recovery, coming out of it, but we're not out of it
Not
yet.
Yes.
We're still in the recovery plan, and everything is not as it should be.
Right.
But that's why we're saying, we want you to vote for us, so we can put
May
some new, fresh ideas
May
in it.
21st.
21st.
Okay. Well, once you ladies get in office and get things moving, this platform is for the community. You're definitely welcome, to come back and we'll get a, little report and see how, things is going, or if it's any, messages you want to get out. This platform isn't my platform. It's for the community. I'm just glad you were able to come on and, put, out there, some of the things that need to be changed. So, it's for the community.
We
Thank
appreciate
you for
appreciate
having
your
us
time.
here. We appreciate you very well. Arleta Rivera, number 1 on the New York City School Board check. Carman Bryant, number 2 on the school.
Let me say my name.
Excuse me. Go for it now, girl.
Carman Bryant, number 2, vote for me May 21st.
And Cassandra Liggins, number 5, vote for me May 21st.
Okay, this is 3 the hard way. Vote for us.
All right. Well, this is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power. Next week we will have Miss Sandy Walker on, and she'll be talking about her council woman, her running for that. So thank you for tuning in, and tune in next week, God willing. Peace and blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.